All right there, viewer. Thanks for having joined us today on yet another fresh edition of the program, The Arena, where we meet to take on burning topical issues and matters in the society. Yes, we seek to profile solutions to issues and matters in the society so that we could engender a better society for every one of us. All right, you're welcome on board today's program. We will be having two guests on the show today. By the way, my name is Chris Anibogo, lest I forget. We'll be having two guests on the show today as we will be looking at the fallout of the PDP National Convention and other emerging developments, you know, rising from the crisis rocking the main opposition, People's Democratic Party Nigeria. We have a guest here with us in the studio in the person of Barrister Izonora Cletus, who is a regular on this show. He is a lawyer based in Enugu, as well as a public and political affairs analyst. Barrister, it's a pleasure having you join us today.
It's a pleasure having you too.
All right.
Yes, I'm happy
To be with us.
to be with you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
All right, and then joining us virtually, I don't know if the network will allow him to participate in this program, all the way from New York. He was here with us the other time when we treated the crisis rocking the PDP. So this time around, we also like to engage him to know his position currently with the turn of events with the PDP. Honorable Okenwoke, former member, Enugu State House of Assembly, where he represented the good people of Igwe West State constituency, joining us from New York, United States of America. I don't know. Can we have his audio? Is the audio okay? Hello, sir. Are you there?
Yeah, Chris, good morning. How are you? I hope my audio is okay, but my visual is trying to act up, but I'm working on it now. And good morning, Barrister Eze.
Good morning, Honorable. It's a pleasure hearing from
Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
Honestly, it is good morning for you in New York, but it is good afternoon for us here in Enugu, Coast City State of
I
Nigeria.
understand.
Yes, that's right. All right, that's a part of creation and nature anyway. All right, so let's begin with you, Honorable Kenwoke. Are you there?
I'm here, Chris.
Okay, I just hope the audio sound is good enough for the viewer. I don't know, after we spoke with you about the crisis rocking your party, the People's Democratic Party, because the last time we checked, you are yet to decamp, or have you decamped now, sir?
I'm still the way I was the last time we spoke, Chris.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Because what's happening in Nigeria political terrain now is every day we wake up to to hear of a mass infection. I don't know what is going on anyway, but then everybody seems to be jumping on ship at the APC now. So
It's a normal thing, like I told you the last time.
so you understand. So at the moment, since we spoke to you on the crisis rocking your party, the PDP, the convention has been held in Oyo, in Ibadan, and a lot of developments came with it. So we're, despite persisting court orders, and thank God we have barristers here to deal with us on those legal litigations and the implications. Despite the court orders, counter orders, the stakeholders of the People's Democratic Party insisted on holding the national convention, and which they did. But then we also saw where they were able to, I think maybe they listened to our interview with you because you advocated seriously for sanctions, to be placed on certain individuals within the party, talking about the likes of the FCT minister, Wike, and his likes, Senator Anyanwu. And I think that's what they did at the convention, where they suspended these likes. How do you feel about that development coming from the National Convention, Honorable Okenwoke?
Thank you, Chris, once more. I would even say that that decision came too little, too late. Because if it was done earlier on last year, by now the party would have stabilized. Because I know that even constitutionally, for litigations, they said it's not stopping the National Convention of the party from holding if there is any impending court cases. But it is subject to the National Convention will go on while the litigation continues. So based on that, like I told you earlier on, I expected that this sanction would have been held earlier before now. And therefore, it's a pleasure for me as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, because in our own local parlance, it's usually said, now that the two parties are working on equal pedestal, let the best come up. But to allow one person to be dictating and controlling a party as large, as populous as PDP, it's unheard of, and it should not be allowed. So I am so happy that the sanction came, even though it came too little, too late. Thank you.
All right, so for you, it is a welcome development that sanctions were, issued against, well, let me use the word, erring members of your party, according to the position of the faction where you belong, and then, but we've seen where INEC actually did not participate in the convention. Honorable Kemoke, while you were here in Nigeria, you went through the political process, you were elected, you served 2 tenures in the State House of Assembly. Is this the norm that while political parties organize their national conventions, INEC will be nowhere to be found? Is that the norm, sir?
Well, the Constitution and even the electoral guidelines says that INEC should monitor the election. And I'm very happy Revered Attorney is there. Monitoring, like presently most monitoring is done virtually. It didn't specify so that INEC must be present. He said INEC monitors the election. And therefore, even with the advent of, since after COVID, in every developed client, most monitoring doesn't come in person. The system, the world is investing one-on-one in-person contacts. So if INEC monitors virtually, if INEC monitors online, that should not be vitiated. It can't be said that it is not monitoring. So I still believe that when it comes to interpretation, the legal luminaries will want to also digest and dissect what monitoring might imply. For instance, presently, Chris, somebody in New York, United States of America, can operate somebody in Akuma village virtually. You do surgeries. So I don't think that it must be because you didn't count the present INEC chairman sitting down in that Eagle Square or where they did it, that it is not monitoring. So as far as I'm concerned, monitoring takes ambiguity. It is just like what Chris Anyanwu will tell people, that the constitution of PDP says that you may step aside. But the constitution here really said that if you are contesting for any election, you may step aside. But that may does not vitiate the fact that you must. People in language, people look at how heavy a language is. And therefore you will not say must. That must is become so cohesive. It becomes so mechanical. And that is why they said may. And the reason they stated that you may, unquote, must is because of conflict of interest. Okay. So there's no way Anyanwu will say he did not resign just because they said may. That statement is so ambiguous, but people try to play with languages to get away when it concerns them. So INEC may have monitored the convention virtually. And also the issue is that was INEC communicated, because the guidelines said you must communicate INEC before the national convention. I know that as of 2 months ago, PDP had already stated that they will do this convention in Ibadan. So was INEC informed? If INEC is informed, that settles the whole thing. So somebody going to court 2 or 3 days, just like the former governor of Zamfara also wanted to do, because on Thursday, Friday, he didn't get a ticket to run for national chairman, saying that he has gone to court. What the constitution stipulates is that those litigations will be accommodated, but it cannot vitiate the action of the national convention. Thank you.
All right, Honorable Kenwoke, just hang in there. We will return to you, but we want to shift pace now to Barrister Isidore Athletics, because a lot has really been happening with the judicial sector in all of this, the role played by the justice sector. We begin to see court litigation, counter litigation. Especially worrisomely, Barrister Isidore Athletics is the fact that we begin to see, orders coming from court of equal jurisdiction,
Yes.
giving orders and counter orders. What do you have to say about this development?
Well, once a party is aggrieved, you have the right to approach the court. You get that. But before something brought about, some faction of the People's Democratic Party approaching a court. The first judgment or pronouncement emanating from PDP crisis was handed down by James Omotosho, wherein about 3 members of the PDP, state chairman of the PDP, that of Abia Imo, and deputy national chairman Southeast.
Okay.
3 of them approached Justice Omotosho, approached the court, presided over Justice Omotosho. Then Omotosho now said, they now asked the court to make a definite pronouncement with regards to the party not being able to write to INEC, because the constitution of the party says you must write to INEC. I think 41 days before the convention.
Okay.
Do you get me? So now, the Damagun-led PDP said they wrote to INEC. Then Anyanwu, on his own part, that's the embattled national secretary, now said no, that my signature on the letter written to INEC was procured by fraud, or was forged
He didn't sign
by
it.
the national chairman, acting national chairman, because Damagun came on board as a result of the resignation of Ayo Chayo. So Ayo Chayo resigned. Ordinarily, the deputy national vice chairman, North Central, ought to have stepped into the shoe.
Okay.
Yes, that is the express provision of the PDP constitution.
Because both of them belong to the same
The same senatorial zone, yes.
Okay.
The same political zone, that's geopolitical zone. So, but the PDP, in their usual way, left the person they ought to have given the thing and gave it to Damagun, Ambassador Damagun.
Okay.
And ever since Damagun assumed the office of the acting national chairman of the party kept on having one issue to the other. And which has plunged them into series of uncounted legal battles, from this court to the other court, from the other court to another court. So, but what we are saying in effect is this: the party has their constitution. Ordinarily, what the party would have done, having seen that Ayo Chayo resigned as a result of pressure being mounted on him by some stakeholders, the deputy national vice chairman, North Central, I think the man is from Kogi, would have taken over. But because one man seated somewhere, who claimed that he's working for PDP, he's a member of PDP, but he's indirectly working against the party.
On this show, we love being very, very factual. I just love names being called. Are you referring to the FCT minister?
I'm referring to the, yes, okay, I'm referring to the FCT minister.
You along so that
yes,
we'll all be on the same page.
Because why I said somebody is, sitting somewhere and made himself a demigod and made himself the determinant of what will happen in the party. Party is supreme. The Supreme Court have said it in plethora of cases. It is an independent organization. They have their constitution, they have their membership, they have the rules and regulations. Do you get me? So now, Ayo left. Having left, the party would have followed their constitution in bringing the man from Kogi State to replace Ayo. But they left it. And got that one, who is from a different geopolitical zone. He's not from North Central.
But I don't think anybody protested.
They protested. There was a time. There was a time Kogi led there. This, the former Oladipo, the former the outgoing national secretary of the party, spokesperson of the party, is from Kogi State. He led some members of the party in Kogi State and protested then, but nothing happened. So now, Ayo, you're a step, because if you look at the PDP constitution, you can hold interim position, not beyond 6 months.
Because we understand that even Damagun has stepped on.
That is the constitution said.
Damagun served on the capacity of acting.
Yes, you can't, in their constitution, you can't stay more than 6 months. But you will now find that the party now found themselves in a situation whereby the neck of the party, continued to extend the tenure of Damagun-led PDP. Yes, led ESCO. So now, we haven't extended it, and they extended it to the extent that party members became aggrieved. They had no issues other than to call for national convention. Do you get me? Now, it's not as if that the party didn't write to INEC notifying them, because it's a notification. Because INEC is an independent organization, it's an independent body. It's an independent body. Look at the name of the INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission.
Even though the questions still surround the independentness of the
it's just that the INEC is a kind of
issue for another day entirely, though.
INEC is just a kind of an institutional framework of the political parties. So because your name must go to INEC before you can have the opportunity to stand for an election. So, but what the Electoral Act says is that you write to the INEC notifying them.
And you saying the PDP did it?
The PDP did it, but Samuel Anyanwu led faction, because the PDP is being factionalized.
We understand.
We have a faction led by FCT minister, who is using Samuel Anyanwu as the galvanizing force. Then we have Damagun led faction. Then we have aggrieved PDP members.
Who are neither here nor there.
So now, and we have.
Anyway, I'm going to throw that issue.
We also have a faction led by Turaki of Waziri of Adamawa. That's the former vice president of Nigeria.
But he's left the PDP.
He has left the PDP because he saw that the way the party is going, that getting the ticket for the party may not be favorable to him. He left the PDP because of the Supreme Court decision in Anyanwu against Udokoye. The case, that was instituted by the embattled national Udokoye, I think HKC Udokoye,
yes,
from Enugu here. He instituted it, presided over by Justice Aja. Aja gave him judgment, which was obtained at the Court of Appeal. No, which had a split decision. It was Court of Appeal Enugu division with a split decision. Then Anyanwu now approached the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court upheld the split decision and they declared him the authentic.
Did the Supreme Court actually declare Anyanwu the authentic secretary? I thought what the Supreme Court did was to throw all of us into more confusion.
No, what the Supreme Court did.
Okay, hold on. You're gonna respond. Honorable, okay, hold on. We're going to take your view on the matter. Just hold on.
What the Supreme Court did.
Yes.
Look at appeal. In appeals, you formulate issues for the court to determine, for the appellate court to determine. So Anyanwu formulated 3 issues from his notice and grounds of appeal. So, and in resolving those 3 issues, the appellate court agreed with him in all his arguments tied to those issues. So you can't, by any strength of imagination, we hold the opinion that the court, the appellate court, did not make a specific pronouncement.
Because the appellate court said this is internal affairs of the party, and that the court lacks the jurisdiction to entertain the matter, asking every party to maintain status quo.
That is what I'm telling you.
That's more controversy, more confusion.
That is what is called obiter dictum. That's the expression the judge gave at the time he was, delivering judgment. That is not the issue before the court. Everybody knows that party is supreme, but the issue Anyanwu formulated for determination was resolved in his favor.
Okay, Barry says on our letters, we'll get back to you.
And
even though
we are
still not satisfied with the fact that your own constituency, the judiciary, seem not to be helping matters, as I said earlier on. We begin to see, court orders and counter-court orders coming from the same court of equal jurisdiction. Is it normal?
It is not normal. But I think I will dissect on that.
We'll get back to you because Honorable Kewoke has been itching to get back into the show. Honorable, are you there, sir?
I'm still here. Are you seeing my visual now?
Well, the signals haven't come yet for your visuals to come up, but I think yes, we can see you.
Yeah, I think it's coming up there.
I think we can see you. We can see you.
Okay, even though it's still glitching, but we can.
No, but we can go ahead. I can see a very thick-looking man, Honorable Kewoke. I must confess that you're looking real good.
Thank you, Chris.
So I don't know. You had the presentation by Barrister Honora Cletus on the brouhaha, the back and forth, within the party all this while. But then I overheard you trying to say something. But I don't know. Your party, the PDP, seems we now have one party, and how do I put it again? One party. Is it one party? Yes, we have one party, and different camps now.
Camps, yeah. Different factions.
Different factions. One party, different factions. So let's hear from you, sir.
Okay. Just to like what Barrister says. You see, we don't move the goalposts while the game is on. Now, in your child, you resign because of pressure. Pressure coming from who? Pressure coming from one man, Wicked. And he brought in Damagu, not from the North Central where Iyachayo came. And remember, how did Iyachayo came? Pressure coming from Wicked, asking Secondus to leave because he wanted to run for presidency. Now, dovetail to Damagu coming in. When Damagu came in, yes, granted that the Kogi people kind of protested, but that protest was so infinitesimal, was so lackluster, it was so weak that it didn't even make more than 24 hours of protest strength. And then that one was forgotten. Now, Damagu and the Yocha and Anyanwu started managing the party on behalf of Wicked. Now, like I said last time, when Damagu now recognized himself that he was going astray, now started wanting to do the right thing, now Wicked now found out that he is not constituted. And now the lawyer is there. Look, but if a document is presented to you and then it is your signature is there, would you come as an afterthought to say, no, it is not my signature, I didn't sign it?
No, he signed it.
What forensic will do is that, does this signature match Anyanwu's signature?
Signature, yes.
Every other thing will be afterthought because of the fallout. So, INEC got a complete document duly signed by the national chairman and the national secretary of the party that, look, we are going to hold an Ibadan national convention. The notification have been passed through. So it is now left for INEC to monitor or have a reason not to monitor. And then the person who signed coming maybe less than 1 week, even though INEC says that notification should come within 7 days before the national convention holds. Now, one of the party who signed, if there is going to be a change, the two parties who signed, who is the national chairman and the national secretary, supposed to make presentation that there should be a change. And it was after the document was submitted to the INEC that the national secretary was now expelled from the party. That does not vitiate every action taken prior to expellment from the party. So those documents remain valid to the extent of the time the national secretary was expelled from the party. So coming back when you are expelled now to remind the court that this is not your signature, and then you expect the national convention to be cancelled, is to my own personal mind as a layman null and void to the extent of that statement.
All right.
And so that was why the national convention had to hold.
Okay. All right. Honorable Hello,
are you with me?
Yes, sir, I'm with you. Can you hear me, sir? Are you with me? Oh, I don't know what has happened to... can you hear me, sir?
Is it from my side or from your side?
We can hear you loud and clear, but I don't know if you can hear us. Okay, while we are trying to sort that connection out, you heard what he said.
Yes.
Is it possible that Senator Samuel Anyanwu actually signed that document?
I'm sure that he signed that document.
You're sure he signed
Yes,
it?
because if you compare that signature with all the correspondences the guy had signed, the signature look alike. I saw he's in the social media.
Okay.
So do you get me? But just because as my friend said, okay, honorable, okay. Because the things fell apart. He now tried to shift the goalposts at the middle of the game. Because as at the time he was working with the Damagun, as at the time he won his case in Supreme Court, and came back as the substantive national secretary. And you recall, before that judgment, the PDP Board of Trustees and PDP governors endorsed Udokoye as their preferred national secretary.
Because of the position of the governor of Enugu State.
Because of the position of
who was the then leader of the PDP
leader of the party in the southeast. So thereafter, the Supreme Court now gave the decision favoring Anyanwu. Do you get me? And the party had no choice other than to obey the decision of the Supreme Court, because it is the highest court of the land. So any appeal arising from the Supreme Court goes to God. And where is God? God is in heaven.
so now, until the matter gets to
the party, from what I am seeing, the party is yet to rediscover themselves. Because how can you have a constitution? How can you have a rule, procedure, and you abandon it, and decide to follow the rules of a powerful man? Things are not done like that. If they don't want to adhere to their constitution, of course they should abrogate it. They should abandon it. They should keep it aside. You can't be telling me you have a constitution that stimulates what should be done and the way it should be done.
Okay.
Yes, and when events occurs, you will abandon the constitution, ignore the constitution, and begin to do things the other way around.
All right, Barrister Ezra Cletus, I don't know what's happened to signals from Honorable Kewoke, but we'll get back to him. While we await that to happen, I don't know if my director will be able to play us the video. We saw some little drama, unfold at the PDP National Secretariat.
It's in the social media
after the convention.
Yes.
If my director could just help us with one or two of the videos, let's just see, because it's really was not funny. It wasn't funny.
Yes.
And I hope Honorable Kewoke is connected back to us, so that can we have the videos come on?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God.
They are fighting for the soul of the party, which is normal. It's not abnormal.
So they are fighting for the soul of the party.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what they're fighting.
the situation needs to degenerate to this level.
Well, they will tell you that leadership or governance is not served a la carte. You need to fight for it. Yeah.
Peradventure, in the course of this brouhaha, lives, if lives were lost, Honorable Kenwoke, would that not be the height of impunity? Isn't this a show of shame? I must have to ask you, sir.
Well, on a very neutral and natural precedent, yes, it is a show of shame. But just like my Igbo adage, I said it earlier here, I said, you see, if you allow one person to start dictating for a party that should be an independent conglomerate, now people will say no to it because the man died who keeps quiet in the face of tyranny. And how do you talk? This is the only way to talk.
Okay, let's see the role played by the Nigerian police force in all of this saga. We saw Turaki, the elected chairman, factional chairman, so to say, of the PDP, paying a visit to the police headquarters in Abuja, requesting for security presence on the day they were to go for the National Executive Committee meeting, and then even the National Working Committee meeting at the Wadata Plaza. But on the third day, where we saw this show of shame, take place, we saw the police barricading the gates against the same Turaki that went to report to. So, what's your take on this before we go to Barry Says on Cletus? Honorable Kenwoke, how would you describe the role played by Nigerian police force in this whole saga?
I have to beat my chest and say that the police was so much compromised. Compromised in the sense that a day before the NEC meeting, a letter was written to the police for protection by the Turaki-led faction of the PDP. And then, you forget to understand that Bala Mohammed is a sitting governor as of today. And he is sitting on the mandate of the good people and everybody in Bauchi State. Governor Sachet is a sitting governor today. He is sitting there on the mandate of the people of your state. So, how can a police stand against two governors that have the mandate of their state, who are supposed to be the leaders of that party as far as opposition party is concerned today? Who sent the police that barricaded that place? Who signed the document telling the police that there's going to be factions? And okay, why was Anyanwu inside? Remember that Anyawu's group were inside.
He came earlier. He came quite early. He was there quite earlier.
Sir?
He arrived there earlier than all.
In the morning.
He came very early.
Why? Because for every meeting, my appointment with you today is 7 a.m. That is 1 p.m. your own time. I was here just on time. But if I have an appointment with you by 1 p.m. and you're here by 10 a.m., it means that something is wrong somewhere. You don't have any other thing doing. Time is money. So they came there knowing fully well that there was an executive. So why did they come for the next meeting if they didn't believe on the National Convention of Saturday? Because it was from the National Convention on Saturday that the NEC and National Working Committee meeting was now assigned to hold yesterday on Tuesday. So what was Anya doing in that premises? So he knew that there was a national convention that fixed a meeting of NEC and NWC on Tuesday, only that he came too early. And then why did he barricade the gate with police? Which I still say that the police were compromised. And then that was why Makinde and Bala Usman had to ask the police to leave. Because amongst these two, not forgetting that even their master, who was weak later never came out.
Okay, I think are you still with us, Honorable Kenwoke? Okay, I think we're losing a connection there. But it says on our letters. I don't know. The role played by institutions in Nigerian political, landscape, INEC, Nigerian Police Force, the judiciary. Is it necessary?
It is unnecessary and is even uncalled for. How could the factions file different suits in different courts, and all the courts pretend as if they are not aware of a suit going on in another court? Things are not done like that. What I expect the courts to do is to consolidate the entire suit.
Okay.
Consolidate it, then rule in on one decision. You can't. Your Motosho cannot. He can't hand down his own judgment. Then another court. I think Justice Lifu also gave a judgment. Motosho gave judgment. Then one Ibadan High Court judge also gave his own judgment. So among these three judgments, which judgment is going to stand, or which judgment is going to be obeyed? Will you obey Omotosho's judgment and the Lifu's judgment and the Ibadan's judgment? Then which one?
So what really is going on in Nigeria? Is it that politicians have overwhelmed every
The matter
state?
should be taken to the NJC for disciplinary actions. For disciplinary actions against those erring judges.
Does the NJC have what it takes to?
NJC can question them, because you can't be sitting on appeal in the decision given by a court of coordinate jurisdiction. Because a high court in Enugu is the same, it has a coordinate jurisdiction in a high court in Abuja. It's the same coordinate jurisdictions. So it is only the court of appeal that can say, no, what high court said is not the true position of law.
Okay.
It is only the court of appeal can say it, not the same high court.
Not the same high court.
Do you get me? So the matter should be quickly addressed to the NJC to take drastic actions and disciplinary actions against those erring judges. You can't be granting an order, and they can't say that they are not oblivious of the order already made by the court of coordinate jurisdiction, by their learned brother. So what you would have advised them, having filed a subsequent suit, you advise them, withdraw this suit, or go to the court that gave that order that you are not dissatisfied with. If you get that order, enroll the order, then file your notice of appeal. File a motion for for accelerated hearing of the appeal.
From the look of things, it begins to look like we are not done with the litigations on the PDP matter. Is it possible that any of the parties could go to appeal court again?
And the matter has snowballed into appellate dispute.
Oh,
no, what they were doing, in that shenanigans is just they want to truncate the already scheduled national convention. I think on 15th of
which
letterhead.
And now that it has been held.
Yes. Now in defiance of court order, because the first order said don't hold convention until and unless you comply with the prerequisite of writing to INEC, giving them notice for them to come and monitor the convention. But there's something Honorable said
What was that?
He said monitoring the election, that is
INEC,
yes, coming to monitor the convention. And INEC failure to monitor the convention is not fatal to the outcome of the convention. So because INEC can even choose not to come.
Oh,
INEC can say we are not coming.
Even if they are present.
Even if they are notified. Even if they're just coming to observe what is going on there.
So their presence does not make or mar.
Likewise,
the absence
it does not make or mar. Yes, it does not make or mar. Because party is supreme. Which the various courts made several pronouncements on that. Even the apex court of the land. The recent case of Anyanwandu Dokoe. Do you get me?
Yes.
So these are the things the warring parties should have been taken into consideration. But in Nigeria, we'll always obey the rule of man and disobey the rule of law.
Barry says, Honorable Cletus, the signals are coming for us to be winding down on the show. I think this is going to snowball into another topic with you anytime after today. Let's look at what is happening with the judicial sector in Nigeria. We're going to look at the issues around the judiciary in Nigeria and how we can get it better, especially...
No, judicial rascality should not be allowed to stand.
It shouldn't be allowed to stand?
To stand,
okay,
yes. Because if you continue to allow this, this unnecessary pronouncements, you get me? If you
honorably say something.
If you continue to allow it, that means we don't
take
have
that as an issue with you anytime soon. Yes, Honorable, okay. Your reaction on this matter?
No, I was trying to tell Barrister. He said that the case should be taken to NJC.
Yes.
But to us, who are Nigerians, we know that the NJC is so epileptic that they can't even take, they are just a lame dog. That they can't even, because the ruling party had already bastardized the sanctity, the sacrosanctness of the judiciary. Because on Motosho, you are talking about, had so many decisions that put this country into a chaos. And he's still seated there. There should be no need to go and report to NJC on the glaring issues. Omotosho has become so notorious that Wike uses him as an anchor for any litigation he wants to win. If you say, remember late Kashamu, that was the senator, told us how he put 50 million naira for each case he won. And then just was that it was so open, and up to today, the judges that were involved in that case, nothing was done.
Buruji Kasamo,
yes.
The late Buruji Kasamo of Ogun State.
The whole system is what I don't know. We shot Nigeria is just a gun village.
Honorable Kewoke, well, you are not a barrister law, so I will not allow you to discuss legal issues and matters. I will leave that as a with Barry Cesar Cletus. We're going to take that matter. How independent is our judiciary? What is the integrity around the judiciary in Nigeria? That will be an issue we'll take up with him. But we just have like I don't know, less than a minute to go on this show. Honorable Kewoke, what is the way forward for your party, the PDP? Do you see hope? Do you see hope ahead?
It's for the Makinde and Bala Usman faction to hold forth, sustain the tempo. And then let's see what happens there. But for me, I know that the right cause, the PDP was missing their route, but they have now discovered their route. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be possible. It's not going to be impossible, but it's doable.
It's not going to be easy, but it is doable. Okay, we monitor the turn of events, and certainly we are sure you will always keep having your opinion on this development and even other national issues and even international issues as well. Honorable Okenwoke, former member Enugu State House of Assembly, speaking to us from New York. Thank you for featuring on our show today. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Barrister.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then Barry says, Honorable Cletus, we must have to appreciate you also for coming to lend your own thoughts on this matter as well.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. All right, dear viewer, this is much we take on this matter. It's work in progress. We wish that the opposition party in Nigeria will survive. It's not just about PDP. We also have the Labour Party and its own crisis. These are issues we'll keep looking at. Within the media space, especially from Naked TV, we will be doing this for you. Till we come your way again, be a better Nigerian. I remain Chris Anibogo.